dominant trait I observed in my fellow reporters, and you may be surprised to hear this, was love. Love of profession, love of fellow man. It was love of profession that enabled the Associated Press to quickly replace the 4 staffers killed in action and the 18 wounded during the Vietnam War. Replacements came in immediately, volunteering to cover the Vietnam War as reporters. It was love of profession in Baghdad in April of 2003 that enabled the Reuters news agency to quickly replace its dead and wounded staffers who came under American tank fire in the Palestine Hotel Press Center. I could go on and on with similar examples. The question I am most asked by journalism students here in China, in fact by students everywhere, is how international crisis reporters, and that's a term I use rather than war reporters, international crises reporters, because there are many international crises as dangerous as wars that don't necessarily qualify to be called wars. But I'm asked, how do these international reporters balance family and professional life? And you might also add those reporters who risk loss of job or face jail for their stories in countries where press freedoms have yet to be fully won. In one sense, it's love of family versus love of profession, of choices easier to make in journalism than in many other dangerous professions, such as the military or in fire and police forces. You join the military or the police force, you're in the firing line the day you sign up. However, in journalism, you can spend your lives covering City Hall or sports events or financial affairs and have fruitful, successful journalism careers. Or you can volunteer to be assigned to Kabul, Afghanistan, to the AP Bureau in one of the most dangerous cities in the world, like young Jason Straziuso here has done. I'll figure out how you pronounce it. Young man volunteered for service in Afghanistan, Kabul, Afghanistan. There he is. When I was his age, I had just as much hair. But I was in Saigon, Vietnam, for the Associated Press, so I'm very happy to see Jason here today. Or you could spend your whole life covering wars and revolutions, like my older pal, Don Norm, here. Don? Don! Never shoots, never stops shooting. Here he is right here. We're pals in Vietnam through all the rest of the wars. Or you could commute to Baghdad on a regular basis like Wera Cedrell here. Despite attempted kidnappings, close escapes from car bombings, and the deaths of many of her friends. Wera was last in Baghdad 3 weeks ago, and here she is with us today. Glad you made it. In fact, nearly all of our 9 guests here this weekend have spent part or all of each year in some kind of danger reporting in places that most people want to avoid. And all of you have family, have loved ones that worry about you. Has love of profession, then, you might ask, won over love of the family that worries about you? In a sense, yes.